I was 17. I was a sophomore in high school when I found out I was pregnant. I didn't really know what to do at the time.
I knew that I was in no place whatsoever to care for a child. I got into a private adoption agency and they had turned me down and said that I wouldn't be a good fit because of my felonies and my past.
At the time that I found out I was pregnant, I didn't know really what option was best for me. I had wanted to keep Seth, I just didn't know how that was feasible. Until I visited a midwife who brought up adoption. From there, I went and met Joy and Leanne.
Leanne treated me like I was important and special and that my choice was my choice and that my baby was worth everything and deserved to be loved and treated as such.
We are all adopted as children into God's family. Adoption is not about getting and taking. Adoption is about coming together. My name is Leanne Wolbert, and I am the Director of Adoption Advocates. The model that is used with adoption advocates, if you can call it a model, we're not an agency, we're a ministry. And so it's really a partnership rather than I'm looking at that child as income generating for me because there's no cost involved that way.
At the time when Antioch, the whole concept of Antioch came up, it was in response to the fact that adoptions across the country had a numerical amount attached to it.
Our mission, first and foremost, is to make family a reality for every child.
It's taking somebody that's in need of being raised, of having family, of being need to be exposed to the message of the gospel, taking that child in and being a part of training them up.
What we have found is that moms that are in need often are deep in a pit and they have a lot of needs, and there's a big span in the community of places that they need to be. We have everything in this network from medical care to pregnancy help to adoption services, obviously. And my favorite thing is to kind of watch from behind the curtain a mom go from one organization to the next, not really realizing we're working together behind the scenes, but that she's being brought through this beautiful community of believers who are all pointing her back to Christ.
God is a God of the fatherless, and He's inviting us as a church to become involved in that as well.
This is an opportunity for unity of the church, like you just touched on, to be a part of this. It's an opportunity for local businessmen who are God-serving businessmen to be meant to be a part of this solution. What a great opportunity to serve our community at the lowest levels at times and bring those people up to a place of health and sustainability.
People want to give, they really do. Sometimes they just don't know where. So they think it's hopeless, the problem's too big, but you take it out in small little pieces and you think about the individual, and saving one individual is saving a universe.
When you invest in Antioch Adoptions, you're investing in family, and I would encourage you to make that investment. There is nothing more precious to a child than a mom and a dad, and nothing more precious to those parents than a child.
Our child Lucas is 1 month old.
Our son Gabriel is 16 months old.
There's definitely fear with adopting.
What would it be like, to have an adoptive child versus a biological child? Would we feel the same?
Would the child love me like they would love their biological parent?
I was kind of worried about the relationship with the birth family, but as soon as we met our birth family, we knew that this is all ordained by God, and it was just amazing.
They were almost like another set of parents.
It was awkward at first when our relationship started.
Initially, our birth mom didn't want to meet Lucas.
I really wanted to be there, but it was really difficult. It's hard for them to hear them say, Mom, and it's not you.
And then at the hospital, the afternoon after he was born, she decided that she did want to meet him.
And so you keep yourself at a distance because you don't want to cross any boundaries, but you really want to be there.
Handing him over to her when she was laying in the hospital bed was a pretty incredible feeling.
I love that my son has grown up seeing that I'm just there and that I love him. And even though it's hard, I would rather just be there for him through it all.
Oh my gosh, I light up when I think of Simon and his family, and I think of all the love they have for me.
Love them like more than anything, and my tears are starting to come in a little bit, but yes, I just love them so much. And we were just talking about, like, can we even imagine our life without Gabriel, and can't really.
The people that support us are people who have been recipients. They're in the community, pastors, doctors, attorneys, you name it.
Loving your neighbor is not a calling, it's a commandment.
That's the beauty of what I love about uniting, our agencies, our entities uniting. The beauty of looking at birth moms, and then looking at the beauty of adoptive parents who have loved and embraced them in the right mindset, in the right context, with the right training to know that they're on the mission field as well. We're not just sitting here doing something, making my family beautiful. Go to work.
I'm going to ask if you can speak, and we'll step out of the room, but I'd love for you to give that message and make it a personal message to him.
Yeah.
All of me wanted to keep you all to myself. And all of me still knew that that was selfish. I wanted you to have everything that I didn't have. I wanted you to have a family and a whole family. And I knew the only way that I could do that is through adoption.
When I gave you up for adoption, I didn't give you up, I gave you to. I gave you to somebody that I knew could do something I couldn't. And I would never change that decision.
I know in all of my heart that you are with your family that God chose for you. Amy and Chris are exactly who were supposed to raise you. And I'm so fortunate to be a part of your life.
It's been the best decision I've ever made in my life, and I love you very much.